Hello, chaps. We are live, and you are tuned into the Next Generation Role Model Show. Hello, my name's Victoria Summer. I'm your host, and I am so excited to be back because we've had a little break. But I am coming to you live from Italy. I'm so excited to be here in Italy. Right behind me are the hills there of Paola, which is South Italy in Calabria. And I have actually been here for about a month. And I have taken some time off, but I'm so delighted that my next guest after the break is so special and so talented. And as you can see, he's here with me now. His name is Hector Bateman.
Hi.
He's 10 years old. He started acting when he was 5. He has started out on the stage, similar to me, actually. We both started out on the stage, but he was touring in Madame Butterfly. Since then, he's done commercials and shorts. And you might know him from his big break TV show, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. And as I said, he's only 10 years old. And he's also an advocate for animal welfare. And close to my heart, he is a vegan. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Hector Bateman.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Just to mention, Hector and I met recently on a live broadcast of Veg Fest. But let's start talking first about your acting career, Hector. When did you first know that you wanted to be an actor?
Well, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and I was 5, and I was watching, I think, the bonus features on Return of the Jedi. The bits that might be better than the main film. So the director was talking to the actors, and the actors were saying about their experience on set. And I thought, being an actor looks like quite good fun. So I told my mum, can I be an actor when I'm older? But she said, children can be actors too. And I said, can I act? And she said, yep. So I went to a drama class and then got an agent. Got a few jobs, but then had a break for about 2 or 3 years when I joined school. And then I went back to it about 3 years ago, and I've been acting since.
Wow, fantastic. And I know you've also been doing commercials and shorts, and you've done them both in the UK and the US. You've been sort of bouncing back and forth, which must be really fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it's nice to see LA and stuff.
Yeah, it's a great place to work, Los Angeles, and actually it's a great lifestyle. You're obviously building a fan base already. You have, a nice little following on Instagram, and I've noticed a lot of your videos and what you're promoting on your page, which I love. How do you intend to use your platform to give hope to your generation and inspire other kids?
Well, I use it mostly to promote animal causes and other causes that are important to me. And showing kids that when it comes to the future of animals and the planet, we have a voice. And I try and post little messages in my own words so people can see it from a kid's point of view.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. They get to see it through your viewpoint, through your eyes as a 10-year-old and how you see it. And I must admit that some of the videos that you've posted, particularly the one on elephants, I was really touched by it. I absolutely loved it. So I think what you're doing is amazing. It's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about social media. How has that therefore impacted your career?
I'm not sure about the impacts, but I've had a couple of charities ask if I can get involved with them. Oh, and a bit ago I did a feature film which had a huge social media following. And it was cool to talk to the people and ask what they thought of the film. And then I did a Q&A for it. And that was really cool to actually meet the people I was talking to over Twitter and Instagram face to face. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really fun. That's definitely fun. And have you actually got any castings that someone's seen you on Instagram and then said, oh, could you come to this audition? Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Not yet, yeah. I think that might be the future. That might be to come for you. They're going to start seeing you on Instagram and say, hey, we want to audition him, or we want him on our film.
Hopefully.
So can you give some advice? Because we have so many kids that tune into this show, and they are, a lot of them, aspiring to have big goals in life, or they're up and coming models or actors or athletes. We have all sorts of kids that have been on the show, and the show I'm basically promoting inspiring others, because that's obviously really important part of social media. Let's talk a little bit of what advice you would have for kids starting out as an actor.
Act because you love it, not because anyone else wants you to, not for your teacher or for your parents. Choose an area you want to do, so that might be musical theatre or screen acting. Then find a coach who does the area you want to do, and that you sort of, I don't know, click with. Oh, and one that gives honest feedback as well. Then find some monologues or scenes that suit what you want to do, and record them and send them off to agents and hopefully get signed.
Wow, we can actually probably write notes on that, like a step-to-step guide. Hector Bateman's step-to-step guide. I love that. I'm sure that's going to be really helpful for other people. Yeah, because if you don't necessarily have a reel, for example, you could record your own monologues.
Yeah.
And use those. That's a great idea. I'm sure it's really, really helpful. Okay, so let's talk about agents and managers, because sometimes this can be a little bit of a difficult area for some kids, because they think, well, some of these kids, they have really big agents or they have a big manager. Do you really need an agent or a manager to get going as an actor?
Well, in the UK, there's this thing called Spotlight, and it's basically a big database full of actors and jobs. And as a child, you do need an agent to be signed on there, because that's where most jobs come through. So yes, in the UK, you do need an agent, but we don't have managers like we do in the US, although I do have an American-based manager who does my America work. But basically, yes, you do in the UK.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you said, it differs a little bit between Los Angeles and the UK. And luckily, even at 10 years old, you've had this experience, which is excellent. It's really, really great.
I have a great agent, though.
What's that?
I have a great agent and manager, though.
That's brilliant. And you need that. I think it is really important. It is really important.
Yeah, he really supports me.
That's great, yeah. And do they get you the majority of your auditions?
All of them, yeah.
Them. There you go. Because some people go on the casting websites, Hector, as well. I know there's like some other casting websites you can be on, not Spotlight, but other ones. Yeah. And I think some people get jobs through those, but you get all of your jobs through your agents.
I do, yes.
Very good. There we go. Okay, let's talk a little bit about peer pressure and negativity. This is part of the show where I love it when kids open up about some of their experiences, because Hollywood can be glamorous sometimes, but sometimes it's not always as glamorous as everybody thinks. And sometimes people can, you can have bad experiences. And I know sometimes kids find it hard, especially with sometimes bullying or negativity or comments, say on social media posts or things like that of other people who want to make less of them. Have you had any sort of peer pressure from your friends or negativity in the industry?
Well, I guess the pressure comes from me, really, to try and do a really good tape or casting and then not let anybody down when I'm on set. But I don't think I've ever had any negativity before. But then again, I'm not in any full-time drama schools or anything, so I'm rarely with other acting kids.
Yeah, and that's interesting, isn't it? And I was chatting with you earlier, and you're also homeschooled as well. So
yes,
some of the kids, yeah, so some of the kids, for example, they're at school and they have to leave because they have an audition that day, or they have to leave for an extended period because they're going on set. And then sometimes it sort of comes up for them of what they're doing and what they're up to. But when you're homeschooled, it's slightly different. Do you enjoy your homeschooling, Hector?
I do. Yeah, it's really nice. It makes when I'm doing castings and jobs a lot easier.
Definitely.
And I get to study more as well.
Schedule.
Yeah, I get to study more as well.
Yeah.
I get to do, while I follow the curriculum, I also get to do things that I want to do. That makes sense.
There you go. And then so many kids during the lockdown would have joined in with you homeschooling. So I'm sure that was quite funny for you. You were like, well, I'm homeschooling already.
Yeah, I do this all the time.
Exactly. You're a homeschooling pro. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your goals. So you obviously, I can tell you put pressure on yourself, and you want to do the best you can do. You want to do the best self-tapes you can do. So your main pressure comes from you. So let's talk about your goals. Where do you see yourself in 10 years time?
So I would be 20. Well, I'd like to have gotten some great leads in film and TV, and I'm writing a script at the moment, so I'd like to have that in production as well.
Wow, I think you're writing a script.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thanks. But I think the main thing I want is just to be in university studying acting.
Good. So you want to go to a university rather than a drama school?
Yes, I do.
Very good.
Yeah, something like GSA.
Ah, okay. Guildford School of Acting, right?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. I auditioned there. I know it well. It's a very good school.
I do my Saturday school there.
Ah, do you? Ah, okay, great. I ended up going to Arts Ed in the end in Chiswick.
Oh,
Arts Educational Schools, yeah. So you'll have to look into those. But I wasn't just doing acting. I was a dancer and I was a singer as well. So it's a little bit different because that course is like a musical theatre course where you do singing, dancing and acting.
Maybe, well, hopefully RADA.
Yes. Oh, I would love to see you go to RADA. That sounds really exciting.
That'd be the dream.
And I have another quick question right here is, do you write your goals down ever, or do you just have it in your mind of what you want to happen?
I think when I started acting, it kind of just set in my mind. I mean, I do have a list of some of the goals I want to achieve. But when it comes to acting, I think I have the main thing set in my mind.
And do you sort of visualize it in your mind? Do you sort of create it and create a picture?
Yes, I do.
Of how it's going to be and how it would feel if I was doing this and this role and that role with this actor. Brilliant.
My favorite thing to picture is me winning an Oscar.
Yes, I would. I'm picturing that too. I'm picturing you winning an Oscar and me watching you. Sounds great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about rejection, because I know quite a lot about this subject. I've been an actor for most of my life, really. And you obviously have to cope with auditions that you get so excited about, and you know that you did a really good self-tape and then you hear nothing, or you go in the room and you've been in the room 3 or 4 times. How do you cope when you think you might get something and then you don't? How do you cope with rejection?
Well, it's not nice, but as long as I can get a little bit of feedback, then that's okay. And there are so many other child actors out there. I mean, I know I might not suit the role at that moment in time, or it might not be the best fit for me, but it's just the industry, and eventually you get used to it, really.
Yeah, you get used to it, you do. It's probably harder at the beginning, and then you do gradually get used to it. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about being a role model, because this is the Next Generation Role Model Show. I saw you, as we said, at Veg Fest, and I was just like, oh, he's amazing. And then I read all about you, and I was just like, oh, he has to be on the show. To me, you are a really, really good role model for the next generation. What does being a role model mean to you?
Never thought of myself as a role model before. I don't think a lot of kids are probably aware of what goes on in trophy hunting, canned hunting, and the meat industry. So I'd like to show them that. Just raise awareness and show them that this is something kids can get involved in. And we have a voice worth hearing. So hopefully things will be able to change in my generation.
And that's what I want too. Very, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad, the plight of a lot of animals. And of course, billions of animals that are born into slavery as farm animals for slaughter. And that's obviously just, for me, a really, really, really tough thing. So you and I have the same views on that. So
Yes.
I'm really excited to watch you and see what you do next, and your causes there. And you're definitely a vegan role model already, which is wonderful. And I love being vegan, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about sacrifice, because I've said it a few times on this show where when you have big goals, you often have quite big sacrifice. Let's talk a little bit about any sacrifices that you felt that you've had to make in terms of for your career.
I guess sometimes I'll get sides that I need to learn for casting or self-tape, and that means I can't see my friends. But I think some of my acting friends don't really understand why that means I can't see them. But it's not really a sacrifice for me because I want to do it and I want to get the job.
Absolutely.
So,
You're I can tell that you put a lot of pressure on yourself to get the role, which is similar to me. I do the same thing. Of course, you want it, especially when you read the script and you know who's in it, and then you think, oh.
Yes. Yeah, at that point, I'll be up all night working on this.
Absolutely. And tell me, how do your friends react to you when they know that maybe they see you on a commercial or they saw you in 4 Weddings and a Funeral? How did they react?
Well, in the homeschooling community, it's not that rare to have you working on other things while doing schoolwork. So that might be singing or acting, like me. But I'm really lucky I can see my friends while doing work around acting. But my latest TV series only aired in the US, so none of my UK friends know about it anyway.
Ah, yes, of course. So your UK friends didn't get to watch it. What did your US friends think when they saw it on TV over there?
They liked it. They had to skip to the bits I was in, though, because the rest of it was inappropriate. But yeah, they liked it, which was good.
I bet they did. Okay, so let's talk about role models. I'm so interested to hear the answer to this question. Who is your favorite role model? And if you met them, what would you do with them?
Well, I have a couple, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
My first one is Adam Driver, who is an incredible actor. And while he does huge blockbuster family movies like Star Wars, I thought his Kylo Ren was amazing. He isn't afraid to do indie films and take on some smaller characters like the policeman in Dead Don't Die. My second one is Ricky Gervais. While he as well is an incredible actor, he also writes great shows and as well supports animals and does a lot to support campaigns and charities.
Yeah.
So I think with Adam Driver, I'd want to work with him and see him act. And with Ricky Gervais, maybe support charities alongside with him. Oh, and I have to say a shout out to my friend Peter Regan, who as well is a lovely person, but he also taught me about being vegan on set, and he as well is an animal advocate.
Ah, fantastic.
He's also a really nice person, though.
Ah, so you found common ground working together, huh?
Yes.
How nice. It's always nice when you meet such good people on set, isn't it? It feels like a family.
Yeah. It's a shame when you have to stop.
I know. It's always the thing. You don't want it to come to an end.
No. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to charity work a bit. We've talked obviously about you being a vegan and the fact that obviously you're an animal advocate. What charity do you support and why?
I support Born Free, who do a lot of work to put a stop to things like trophy hunting or cans hunting or wildlife walks in the UK and the US. I also support Campaign to Ban trophy hunting, who raise a lot of awareness for that horrible activity.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. And guys, please follow Hector Bateman on Instagram. Are you also on Twitter, Hector?
I am, yes.
Very good. What's your name on Twitter?
Hector EBH.
Hector EBH on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hector Bateman on Instagram.
Yeah.
Good. And watch some of his videos because he has some fantastic videos about these causes particularly, which are really, really good. This is brilliant. Well, I'm so happy to have had you on the show, Hector. Thank you for joining us. I know.
Sorry.
No,
also, one thing, afterwards, I will post links to the charities of Born Free and Campaign to Ban Trophy Hunting. So please do have a look at that. Maybe donate or adopt an animal.
Donate or adopt an animal. What a great idea. What a brilliant idea. Do you have any pets yourself, Hector?
I do. I have a couple of dogs and a cat.
You have 2 dogs and a cat?
I do, yes.
Lovely, lovely.
1 rescue dog.
Good. And do you also have a website, Hector?
It's being built at the moment, but yes, I do. So you can visit it.
Very good. What's the website?
It's just Hector Bateman. Hector Bateman Harm, I think. Yeah.
Hector Bateman.
Sorry, it's just called Hector Bateman. Yeah, if you just search Hector Bateman, you'll see my website.
There you go. So go find Hector Bateman on his website, follow him on Twitter, follow him on Instagram, and he is going to post some links to his charity so you can go and support him.
Yes.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being on the show, Hector. You are a next generation role model. Thank you for setting an amazing example to other people.
Thank you, Victoria.
Really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Lots of love. We'll see you soon. Let's stay in touch.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.